This week is all about gifts and being a little bit creative and thinking out of the box. I've had a fun week in my sewing room. I've sewn mainly stuff for other people as we've got a lot of celebrations coming up, but I can't wait to share with you what I've been making. Welcome to my sewing room. My name is Carole. This is my channel. So Carole, thank you for joining me for #Friday Sews, a general catch up on the sewing room action this week. I've also got some fabrics to show you at the end, which I hope I have time to do because I've got lots of other things to show you. I'm wearing today, I'm not participating in Sew Frugal, but I thought I would wear one of my frugal makes from the past. It is the Rafe. I want to call it Ralph but there's no L in it, so I'm saying Rafe polo top from Style Arc. I made this out of a thrifted bedsheet I bought in Florida about 3 years ago now. I've been wearing this. I've got this one and a burgundy one, and I've been wearing it a lot this week because it's just perfect. Has got a collar hidden under my hair there. I've just been really enjoying wearing it this week. I'd love to make another, but I haven't got the fabric, the right fabric. So what have I been up to this week? It's all been about gifts. I have, in the UK, it is Mother's Day on Sunday, and it's also my daughter's birthday on the same day. So I've been sewing up some things for her, which I'll show you now. So this is the part where I normally say to my daughter, please don't watch my video this week. And then fingers crossed, hope she doesn't, because it will just spoil the surprise. What my daughter loves me to make more than anything for her is this set of pajamas, Simplicity 9337. I have made, I don't know how many times, at least 7 for myself, probably the same for her. I make the long version with the pockets. I don't bother with the ties. I just put a button on the front of the trousers. You've got this very slouchy t-shirt. She absolutely loves it. And a while ago she said, Mum, can you make me another pair in kind of a Disney fabric? So I found some cotton jersey Disney fabric. Now, you know my daughter's a Disney freak. She absolutely loves Disney. But I happen to find this really cute. And I know it's probably for children, but, well, she is my child. Winnie the Pooh fabric. A little piglet there. So I made up this. I obviously can't model it for you. This is a little bit big for me, but I love making this pattern. It comes out so well every single time. So that's the slouchy t-shirt and the longer trousers. I have made the shorts for her before. Do you know, I think I've moaned about unisex patterns quite a bit in my last videos over the last few weeks. This one works. So I don't quite know why, whether it's meant to be sort of much skinnier, less oversized. I make the extra small for myself, which is I'm going down. I'm not really an extra small size, and I make the medium for my daughter. So it's got the trousers, nice high elasticated waist, thin elastic there. That seems to work for us rather than the wide elastic. You've got the pockets in, which I love putting those pockets in, and I don't bother with a tie. I just put a button on the front so you know which is front and which is back. So I'm really excited to give her. So had a little bit of fabric left over. So for fun, I have made some of the acacia knickers. It's a bodge though, because I've got different colour elastic, and then I had some random sort of fold over elastic for the legs. So yeah, she's got blue elastic for the legs and pink. It kind of works. It's only a bit of fun. So that's what I made. Now I made something else for her, but I'm going to show you that in a minute because it's all coincided with some other things that I made. In addition to my daughter not watching this video, I do hope my mother doesn't watch this video either, because it'll spoil it, the surprise. So I had an idea this week to make my mum a glasses case. Now she loves the glasses cases that are just clipped on the top. You slot them in. She doesn't like the sort of hard, rigid ones, things like that. And she happened to show me her favourite one the other day, and it looked exhausted. So I made it my mission for Mother's Day, just to make her a new one. But it involved using a clasp at the top, one of these Bendy clasps. Now I had to enlist the help of my friend across the water in Canada, Izzy. Poor lady, she's busy full-time working, and there's me messaging her, please help. I wanted to know what I could use to do the clasp top. Again, sneak preview. I had seen in previous videos somewhere that you could use a metal measuring tape and cut it up. I really wasn't sure about doing that. But I couldn't think of what to type in that search bar. So I messaged Izzy. She said coin purse clip. And it was right. The minute I typed in that, I then got exactly what I wanted. So I ordered some from Amazon, and here they are. Do you know, I had to pause the video then because I said, here they are, and I couldn't find them anywhere. So it took me 5 minutes and I found them on the floor. So I ordered these. Now they came. I've never really sewn or used anything like this before. And you may have seen, lots of you have probably seen these before. And you know what? I hadn't a clue of how I did this, put it together. I didn't know if I had to kind of do it back to back, or I was being really thick. So what I didn't spot was there was a load of pins in the bottom of this, which you then kind of drop down into that centre bit there, and then it seals it. I didn't see those. Anyway, what I thought I'd do then is go or search on YouTube, wonderful place, to find what I wanted, how to actually insert one of these. And I found a really little good tutorial for making a coin purse or bag using one of these. So I'm going to link that tutorial down below because I kind of used that as my basis for the glasses case. I changed all the measurements. What I might do is put the measurements down below of the case that I use, which seems to work for glasses. So if any of you wanted to follow that tutorial, make a similar thing, then it's for a purse, square purse, but I'll put the measurements down below of the glasses case I made. So there we go, had that. So I made a prototype for myself. Now I wanted to use these leather pieces. Now these leather pieces I bought from Amazon to do one job about a year ago. It came a great bunch, but haven't I had fun using them? I've made so many things from them, and making these glasses case was perfect. So it's lined inside, and then you have the separate tab bit at the top, which is where you feed in the snap bit. That is exactly what I wanted. Oh, I better find a bit of glasses, a pair of glasses in a minute to prove that it works. So that was for me. I then went on to make two for my mum. So, made the first one. I used my embroidery machine to do the M on. Now luckily she's M for mum, and she's M for her Christian name begins with M as well. So ties in beautifully. All the embroidery designs on the Brother Art Spirit app that I use say mom. And of course we're English and we say mum. So I couldn't use any of those, so I stuck to M. But I really like this design and it didn't take long to do at all. Again, I used contrasting inside and got the clasp. But I tried to iron the fusible, it uses fusible fleece on the inside. And I have learnt that it does not stick to these leatherette patches at all. So when I was trying it on, I didn't realise that it had actually burnt the leatherette there. How gutted was I? So I had to go on and make a second one. And this time I learnt my lesson. I didn't iron it inside. Yeah, so as I forgot to say, it's got fusible fleece here, it's lined, and this bit has also got, it's normal quilting cotton, but stiff, very firm interfacing on it. So she has two, but I really enjoyed making them. So you know me, when I get to making something like that, I can't stop. So I thought, you know, I'll make one for my daughter as well. So I found this piglet fabric, and this time, instead of using the leatherette, I decided to quilt it. So it's got some batting, and I quilted it just in squares. This here is some brushed cotton, which is beautiful, and made one for my daughter. And now I can't stop because my husband wants some as well, and I'm sure I'll be making some more for myself as I have many pairs of glasses. So that was fun and inventive this week. Oh, I did say I was going to prove to you that it's right, and it is. You've got a good gap there, and obviously it's spacious enough to put sunglasses in there as well. I love these. Brilliant. The inventiveness didn't stop there though, because I've been wanting to make something for my car for so long and haven't been able to think of how to make it. So the problem is I wear contact lenses, but I have lots of pairs of glasses to enable me to see better or worse. It's a very long story. But in my car, I need a pair of glasses to wear on top of my contact lenses to correct my vision for driving, just to make it crisper. So these glasses are just dumped in the cup holder. I'll put pictures in along the way. They're just dumped normally. And whilst they're not an expensive pair of glasses, they do get scratched. So because if there's something in the distance I need to see, I'll whip them on and I'll take them off and just throw them in there rather than opening a case every time. And I've been thinking, what can I put in that cup holder that's soft and I can just slot the glasses in and out? So I came up with an idea. All I had to go on was the fact that I had made some of these coasters that go in the bottom. So if you do have a drink and you spill it, then you've got these washable coasters. I think I got the idea from lovely Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. She sent me some for Christmas and then I went on to make some. So that I knew was the right size. So I had to build up from there. What I did was make one of these and I filled it with rice because I thought it would have to be weighted. But I didn't want the glasses pulling out and the whole thing comes with it. I don't think that's necessary, but we'll come back to that. So I had that, and then I thought, okay, if I want a long piece of fabric, fold it in half. I'll put fusible foam around the outside so it stands up, but inside I'll stuff it with some toy stuffing. As I said, I've hopefully got some photos going up so I can describe what I'm doing better. So that is what I did. I have to say it was the fiddly thing to make. It wasn't too bad up until the end, but what have we got? We have this. And this is exactly what I wanted. It fits in that drinks holder perfectly. It is not my best bit of sewing, but as you can see here, so you've got the fusible foam on the outside, which is giving it its rigidity, and inside, so it's 2 layers and then you just fold one down inside the other, and I've got this toy stuffing, and I can just put the glasses in and out, just chuck them in and out, and it stays. So this has got the rice in. So what was the hard bit about sewing it? The hard bit was sewing this circular disc full of rice onto the bottom. So I had to do it with bias binding. I thought would be the easiest way to hide everything, but that was a nightmare to try and sew. I managed to sew it that way, but I've hand sewn inside and it's dreadful, but it doesn't matter. So it has got a weighted bottom. It is weighted, and yeah, I'm so happy with this. You would not believe. This is just 4 inches tall, fits the car beautifully, and I've made it. I've been thinking in my head for months and months how I could create it, and I've done it, and it really didn't take long at all. Quick flashback to last week from my Friday sews in my holiday home, where I had made this little crochet bunny out of a kit I got from Hobbycraft. If you remember, they don't supply enough yarn for it, so be very careful if you do buy one of these. I had to finish the ear in pink. But what I said about this bunny was it looked a bit naked and it needed a skirt. Now, a lot of you agreed with me, it did need a skirt. When I got back, I wanted to use something from the sewing room, and so this is quite boring, but it does look kind of cute, but it is very boring. But here she is now. The funny thing was, I had no idea how I could make a little circular skirt for this little creature, but I just cut out a circle and a hole in the middle, and then I realised now I need a seam, and then I put a little waistband on. I made this probably way harder than I should have done. Made a little waistband. Then I wanted just to finish this edge here, so I managed to find some twill tape that coordinated well. So it looks like a little ballet skirt, and of course what I didn't want to use was any kind of netting or anything, because it wouldn't be soft for a little girl to hold, but I think this will... Oh, she's waving at you. Oh, it's so cute. I can't wait to give it to her. I know it's a little bit boring, but it does kind of work, doesn't it? One more thing I finished from last week's Friday sews was this Arrowheads quilt cover cushion that I was doing. I did the front of it, I showed you last week, with this pom-pom trim, but what I didn't have was a zip down with me, so I couldn't finish it off. So I have finished it off. What I didn't have was the... Now, if I do a cushion, I want the zip at the top, I have to say, but I can see why with the pom-pom trim that would be an utter nightmare, so which is why the zip is halfway down there. But what they wanted you to use was an invisible zip, and I didn't have one. So I thought, here we go, my brain was whirring. I've had quite a good week this week for my brain. I thought there must be a way of covering over that zip, because I've got loads of continuous zips. So I put the continuous zip in, but what I did was create a flap that goes over. Now, I know this is probably a thing. I've never done it. I managed to work out how I could do it. So this is a separate flap that gets sewn on that goes over it. I am really, really pleased with this. And I would probably do it again, I have to say. It was just such an easy thing to do, just to create just a fold of fabric. And when you're sewing the zip onto one side, just insert that between the zip and the fabric itself. And then obviously it folds over. So it doesn't hide it, but at least it makes it look kind of, yeah, looks like it's meant to be there. So this is the finished zip. Never using this again. This was a nightmare. Trying to sew this cushion together where you're trying to keep the bobbles out of the way from the foot on the sewing machine. I've got bits all over it. It was a nightmare. But what do you think? It looks pretty. Because it kind of, this blue goes with my room, I'm going to keep it in my sewing room and I'm going to have it on the back of my chair. And that is comfy. Okay, time on this video is marching on, so I'm going to rattle through the fabrics I bought recently because they're not very exciting anyway. This lovely piece of linen, it's meant to be a rami linen, but it's actually quite soft for a rami. Pair of trousers, some navy jersey, always useful. This I got from My Fabrics in Germany. It's some cotton jersey, but I absolutely loved it. How clean and fresh would a t-shirt look in that fabric? Normal stripes, but it's got the little lemons. There's just something about it that's clean and fresh, isn't there? So that came from Germany. I've got a wonderful pair of cropped jeans in a white denim that I've had for many years, and I have a feeling this year they're going to be too tight and I need to replace them. So I ordered some slightly stretchy white denim, also from it's got a slight bit of stretch in it, from Germany, so that came as well. Now, a couple of things I can't remember where I got, and it was only a few weeks ago. Some very lightweight denim. Oh, I think it was Pound Fabrics, I think. Somebody recommended where I could get some soft denim. So that's a nice lightweight denim I've got there. This, when I was on the website, I think it was Pound Fabrics, I fell in love with this visco jersey. I absolutely love this. It's so pretty. Then I went to the Beyond the Pink door last week when I was staying over in Dorset. Now, if you watch the lovely Izzy from Dizzy Quilts and Sews, she's all about making modules for her wardrobe. And I thought it was a really, really good idea, not for my general life, but for when I go on holiday. So I went to Beyond the Pink door, I sent her a photo of these fabrics, and she said, perfect module shopping. Within a week, I had forgotten that that's what I meant to be doing this time round. So luckily they do coordinate, but it was not delivered at all. So we have these here. Now, one of them is very brave for me, and the brave one is this. I just loved it. I just love it. And I know it's really out there for me, but I have got a pair of shorts in that colour. So a fun t-shirt. I thought, it's really brave for me. Something that was safer was this cotton jersey here. Love the stripes on that. I want to make another pair of joggers because the joggers I made recently was kind of the wrong sweatshirt fabric. I think it was a while ago now, but this is absolutely beautiful and much softer, what I was looking for. I saw this lovely white fabric here. It's I don't know what it is. I should have. It's like a cottony, but with this lovely sort of, it's not broidery on glaze because there's not quite enough of it, but it's similar. I think that would make a nice crisp white shirt, which I don't have at all for summer. Bought some ribbing. And then this. Now again, it's bright, but it felt absolutely beautiful. And it's a really fine knit cerise pink fabric. It's really fine, so you'd have to wear a top underneath it. But I only got a metre of that because I thought it'd make just a little fine, it's got lovely drape, fine lightweight tee, a beautiful pink colour. So yeah, I bought her a metre of that. So that very quickly is my fabric haul. So coming up next week, I've got a Lutterlow video out for a t-shirt I made. Now, I know a lot of you aren't interested in the Lutterlow pattern drawing system, but you need to watch this video because I made making a t-shirt incredibly hard for myself. Either that or it was confusing to do, and it's all about seam allowances with Lutterlow. You've got to use your brain, and my brain failed me. I think I was exhausted from everything else this week. So I made a t-shirt, but boy, it was hard work, but the result came out. So that will be a video out next week. Also, I'm going to be trying to start sewing some of these fabrics up. When I get a lot of fabrics like that, I start to get a bit edgy about I need to be sewing some stuff. So that is what I will do next week, now all the sort of birthdays and things out the way. So this weekend coming up, in fact this whole coming week is really busy for me. So Saturday I'm going to see my mum for Mother's Day because on the Sunday it's my daughter's birthday, and her and I are disappearing off to a spa for sort of half a day, and then we're coming back and we're hoping the men have got together and cooked us a nice roast lamb for when we come home. So I've also got a cinema trip with my daughter next week, which is something we never do, but the community centre near us has reopened its cinema again, so we're going to go and see the Bridget Jones movie. I feel we need to support it, but I'm sure it'll be good fun. And then on Thursday next week, we're going to see Ben Fogle. Now, he is an inspirational guy. He does a lot of TV in the UK. He's just fantastic at speaking, and he's quite the adventurer. He's done a lot of things, so we're going to go and see him next Thursday. So many things going on. Going out twice in 1 week, 3 times in an evening is just unheard of for me. So hopefully I will get some sewing in for you. I hope this hasn't been too long a video. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your company, and your support with my channel is just amazing. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, whatever you're up to. Happy sewing, and I will see you soon. Goodbye for now.